What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another WoT gameplay commentary. I know I've been out of the game for a good long while, but, you know, it's better late than never, I suppose. I am bringing you guys new content. I might need to edit some video settings here. I know I need to increase that map size for you, and maybe adjust some volume settings here really quickly before the game starts, but it is going to be a standard battle on Himmelsdorf and an E25. This is a viewer submitted replay, actually submitted by the player 228, who is an Anvil member. And for those of you who actually follow what I do in the game, you know for a matter of fact I am in the Forge Gaming clan. So Anvil is an ally. I actually did not know that my allies followed me on YouTube, or not all of them do, of course, but some of them do. So it is going to be, I want to minimize that map a little bit. Okay, so the map is Pearl River, and you know, this map has actually seen a lot of changes in recent patches. We have a guy complaining about us complaining, how hypocritical, typical PUBG chat, but the E25, okay, a very, very, very good premium tank destroyer. I was just going to leave it at tank, but I feel like I should specify. So he's going through one of the more recent changes on this map, which is the passageways through the center. You often see a lot of people taking this, except for the fact that the enemy does not seem to be doing so, and this is part of that incompatibility. Okay, let us just be zoomed out. I'm going to have to move the camera around, but this is a minor thing. So he spots a T-32, really the only enemy vehicle to be spotted at this point. And the enemy T-32, as far as I can tell, has not spotted our player 228 here. Oh, no, apparently he has. I mean, getting shot at's always a good indication of being seen, and now he's actually taking fire, so maybe he might want to back off. But he did just finish off a Tier 8 tank as a Tier 7 tank destroyer, which is, you know, it's doable. Tank destroyers usually can battle tanks at least one tier above them without too much difficulty. Artillery coming in with some supporting fire on that 3601H, but now he also realizes enemy heavy tanks moving in behind him on the map. He's thinking maybe he should go back, help out his allies for one, and for two, just not allow the enemy to get behind him to begin with. You know, not have them coming up on his backside and firing shots into his rear end. Enemy tank destroyer spotted to the south of the map as his team continues to be the offensive team here on this match. KV-1S, not a huge loss. I mean, it is significant. The KV, I almost called it a KV. IS-6 taking a shot and whipping it absolutely. That is why server-side reticle is so important. But the IS-6 is certainly in a world of hurt right now as 228's team just rolls on him. They have more than secured the center. The enemy team was far too slow in taking it, and now they are paying the price. They barely sent any tanks to the northern pass, as you see by the mini-map. The IS-6 still alive, a testament to its armor. Tiger 2 hanging far back, not wanting to commit himself too much and get in the same situation this IS-6 is in, while still trying to help the IS-6. But now he is also going YOLO, apparently thinking it's a good idea to try and take on the Super Pershing's frontal armor. The spaced armor on that vehicle is still something to be reckoned with, even though it is not nearly quite as formidable as it used to be, as indicated by that damage right there. But right now, his team doing a pretty good job of winning, 6-3. I would be surprised. They have to throw it away at this point. They have to start making some very poor decisions, or the enemy team has to start making some very good ones. I think both have to occur for this match to turn around. But at this point, he's playing the classic tank destroyer role. He has been spotted by that T-25AT or something. But the T-25AT more than certainly sees him, but is choosing to ignore him in the hopes that he'll go away, I suppose. Not really a good option when it comes to something that has the rate of fire like the E25, forgive me. Now, the E25, as you can tell, doesn't really have a hard-hitting gun, but it does have an incredible rate of fire, also has incredible camouflage value, but from the look of the tank and from how easily he is getting spotted, I'm guessing he does not really have camo crew training at this point, and he doesn't have the paint job, which does help, although not too impressively. Now, his team seems to have abandoned him, or something. No, his team, oh my goodness, his team, that T-26E4 and his 3601, completely getting overrun by that Tiger 2. Now, the Tiger 2 is a very good Tier 8 vehicle, but I don't disagree with 228's decision to have left it to his teammates. If they were good players, they could have handled it. Now, the Tiger II once again getting spotted. And he is still trying to just take center shots on 228's team, who is rolling up on his cap, and he is destroying an IS-3. That's a hard loss right there. And he's saying, we all know what FFS means. And if you don't, well, I'm not going to spell it out. I guess I spelled it out for you, but I'm not going to elaborate. The Tiger II still causing havoc in the center, and the gap very quickly being closed here, 7-6, and I'm sure that's going to close right here in just a moment as his team gets, oh my goodness, 228 making a brilliant move, using the E25's speed to move up behind the Tiger II and flank it. He knows his gun really doesn't have that good of penetration. It is only a 150 pen gun, which the Tiger II is more than capable of deflecting pretty easily if he angles his front armor properly. 228 recognizing it's not a smart thing to try a frontal engagement, once again trying to use his speed, outflank the Tiger II and play mind games with him. The match is now 7-9, the enemy team doing a very good job of defensively holding their base, and like I said, 228's team made a just strategic mistake. They pushed up too aggressively, let the enemy team kind of get the jump on them, get good surrounds on him. Honestly, 228's team, the T26, the Super Pershing and the 3601 should have double teamed the Tiger II effectively. The Super Pershing taking it on from the front, while the 3601 trying to flank it from the sides or back as it was preoccupied. And they would have easily been able to handle it. But 7-9, the enemy team looking like they're really going to start pulling this one out. And the Tiger II trying to come at his base now. So he is also still looking for 228. That is more than evident. The T29 in a very bad position. Losing the Hellcat now, I would be very shocked if 228 can manage to pull this match. But they still have a Roomba. That's what I call the Borsig, the RHM-B. Oh, never mind. They just lost that to the enemy's Roomba. And the enemy team having a very, very strong lead now. Several tier 8 vehicles, 7-12. And honestly, I don't think that 228 has enough damage in his shell storage left. He doesn't have enough shells to kill the enemy team. Apparently, the enemy Roomba saying that was a trick shot. I guess it was a sniper shot from all the way across the map. Probably a super pro MLG moment. You know, we all have those from time to time when RNG decides to favor us. You know, we pray to RNGesus and he says, ask and you shall receive. But right now, it is looking very poor for 228. But the Tiger II getting a little greedy, going for the cap, and it will not pay off. 228 getting spotted. Again, I have to go with the assumption that he does not have camo training on his crew because of how easily he is getting spotted. Those enemy tank destroyers pushing through that southern pass, making mincemeat of everything. The T-44 honestly never stood a chance. And all that is left is artillery and the E25. 228 really has to pull off some amazing tricks here to try and pull this out for his team. I actually cannot recall if it is a victory or defeat. I have not looked at the stats. And honestly, buddy, as much as I love you, I did read the email, but it's been so long, I've just had this saved on my laptop. And now that I'm finally got it back up and running, we'll see if you can pull this off. I'm excited to see. I know it's an amazing game because you sent it in, but I can only hope that by this time I do this commentary that your crew has some camo training. It would be, well, this is say hello to your big brother. It looks like you did shoot him in the track. Yep, his right track is knocked off, which means you are going to play the deadly, deadly role of just, you know, it's odd to see a tank destroyer manipulate another tank destroyer's disadvantage when they both have the same weakness of not being able to turn. This Jagdtiger 88, I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's on fire. He is completely done. There we go. Dunskies, and what? So enemy artillery shot coming out of nowhere to eliminate you. I have to say, buddy, you did good overall. 2 kills. You will see what the post-game stats are looking like, but at this point, yeah. Okay, so you do have a mod. You know, 3.8k damage as a tier 7 tank destroyer. Pretty good. Definitely not going to argue against that, but let's go to the post-game stats. Alright, and here we are at the post-game stats. You may notice that this is on worldoftanksreplays.com. That is how he submitted this replay to me, and that's actually how I'm going to suggest you guys do that in the future. There will be a new tutorial coming out on how to submit in the very, very near future. So when people go to click in the link, it will be described in that form. But anyway, 228, part of the Anvil clan, managing to damage quite a bit of the enemy team without premium. So he is not running a premium account, but he is running a premium vehicle, hence the good amount of not experience but credits, and still actually a decent amount of experience as well on a loss. So good amount of experience, good amount of credits with premium as well. Team score, let's go over to that and sort it by damage, because honestly that's how I rate a lot of my things. He was actually incorrect. He did over 4,000 damage as opposed to the enemies. So he did the second most damage in the game overall, only managing to get 2 kills. So maybe if he had actually stuck around, knocked off that Tiger 2 a bit sooner, but he really had no reason to. He was fully justified in assuming his team could handle itself and went to try and snipe and help his team's push on the enemy's base. When that actually ended up not going well, when that Tiger 2 unexpectedly started to win and he had to evacuate that zone, I mean, he did what he thought was best at the time with the information he had, and the fact that his team just kept pushing into open areas and getting completely overwhelmed by enemy crossfire was their own mistake. It is no fault of his own by any means. So detailed report, pretty good, honestly. Total credits earned, he made bank without a doubt, and that is what premium tanks are all about. So in the future, I do have to say, maybe focus. Honestly, I really can't find that many criticisms of you in this match. I think you played the best you could with the team you had, and I like to see the maneuverability, the map awareness, the flanking of the enemy vehicle. Overall, I have to say, well played. It's not a stunningly amazing game, but it is still a good, solid gameplay. So I think there is stuff to be learned, such as map presence, such as getting good lines of fire, and, you know, all those basics that really help towards just effective tank play. Anyway, so if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got a replay, check the description for instructions on how to submit. But until next time, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.